The social confidence. How to speak up without fear. Introduction. Many individuals harbor a quiet yearning for more profound connections with others and the ability to express their thoughts and feelings openly in social settings. This reflects a fundamental human need to belong and be part of a community. When fear takes hold and silences that inner voice, it can lead to significant frustration. Initially, a person might feel a natural inclination to contribute conversations, share their perspectives, or simply feel seen and heard by those around them. However, these desires often become overshadowed by feelings of apprehension and the worry of potential negative judgment. This internal conflict between the desire for connection and the fear of social interaction serves as a powerful motivator for individuals to seek ways to overcome their inhibitions and develop greater social ease. The experience of struggling with social confidence and the fear of speaking up is a common one. Many people can relate to the internal anxieties that arise in social situations, the sense of missed opportunities to connect or contribute, and the feeling of being a bystander rather than an active participant in the social aspects of life. These fears can manifest in a variety of everyday scenarios, such as in workplace meetings where one hesitates to voice an idea, at social gatherings where initiating or sustaining conversations feels challenging, or even in casual interactions where expressing a personal opinion seems daunting. The impact of this struggle extends beyond mere shyness. It can affect daily routines, the quality of relationships, and overall well-being. Recognizing the significance of this challenge is crucial for validating the reader's experience and setting the stage for positive change. This book aims to serve as a supportive guide for those seeking to overcome their fear of speaking up and cultivate greater social confidence. It offers a message of hope and empowerment, assuring readers that they are not alone in their struggles and that meaningful change is indeed possible. The journey outlined in this book will explore the key areas necessary for developing social confidence, starting with a deep understanding of the nature of fear itself. It will then delve into practical strategies and techniques for building self-esteem and self-acceptance, which are foundational to feeling more secure in social settings. The book will also provide concrete tools for improving communication skills and navigating various social situations with greater ease and assurance. The tone throughout will be conversational and empathetic, creating a sense of connection with the reader and fostering a supportive environment for personal growth. Throughout this journey, readers will discover a comprehensive approach to building social confidence. The book is structured to provide a clear understanding of what social confidence entails and why the fear of speaking up arises. It will equip readers with actionable techniques to challenge negative thinking, cultivate a stronger sense of self-worth, and develop practical communication skills. By the end of this book, readers can expect to gain increased confidence in social interactions, improve communication abilities, stronger and more fulfilling relationships, and a significant reduction in the anxiety associated with speaking up. This exploration will empower individuals to find their voice and engage with the world around them with greater freedom and authenticity. Chapter 1. What does it truly mean to be socially confident? Social confidence is a state of feeling at ease with one's core self when around other people. It goes beyond simply being able to interact. It's about an internal sense of peace and self-acceptance in social situations. This feeling of ease is not necessarily about being the most talkative or the center of attention in every room. In fact, social confidence is distinct from extroversion. While extroverts may naturally seek out social interaction and derive energy from it, social confidence is a skill that anyone can develop, regardless of their inherent personality inclinations. Whether one identifies as an introvert, extrovert, or somewhere in between, the ability to feel grounded and secure in social settings is a learnable trait. At its core, social confidence rests on several fundamental elements. One of these is trusting oneself, having faith in one's own judgment and abilities in social contexts. Another key pillar is being present in the moment, focusing on the interaction at hand rather than getting lost in internal anxieties or rehearsing what to say next. Furthermore, social confidence involves feeling comfortable being authentic, expressing one's true self without the constant need to impress or gain approval from others. This sense of self-efficacy, the belief in one's capacity to act effectively in social situations, and a positive self-image, a healthy view of oneself, are foundational to experiencing social confidence. These elements work together to create a sense of inner security that allows individuals to navigate social interactions with greater ease. It is important to distinguish between social confidence and personal confidence. Personal confidence generally describes the extent to which an individual trusts their own judgment and abilities and values themselves. Social confidence, while related, specifically pertains to feeling secure and capable within social interactions and having faith in other people and institutions. While personal confidence might involve feeling capable in one's work or hobbies, social confidence focuses on the comfort level in connecting with others, speaking up in a group, or meeting new people. These two forms of confidence often influence each other. A strong sense of personal confidence can certainly contribute to greater social confidence, and positive social experiences can, in turn, boost one's overall self-assurance. However, understanding their distinct focuses provides a more nuanced perspective on building confidence in different areas of life. Embracing one's socially confident self can lead to a multitude of positive outcomes. Individuals who develop social confidence often experience improved relationships as they feel more comfortable initiating and deepening connections with others. Enhanced career opportunities can also arise as the ability to communicate effectively and confidently in professional settings becomes more accessible. Furthermore, as comfort in social situations grows, the anxiety associated with them tends to diminish, leading to a greater sense of freedom and overall well-being. Social confidence is indeed a desirable and attractive quality that can significantly improve one's social mobility and overall quality of life. The ability to navigate social situations with ease and authenticity opens doors to richer experiences and a more fulfilling life. Chapter 2. Debunking the myths around social confidence. One common misconception is that social confidence is solely the domain of extroverts, those who are naturally outgoing and energized by social interaction. This is simply not the case. Social confidence is not about conforming to an extrovert ideal, but rather about feeling secure and capable in social settings regardless of one's natural inclinations. Introverts, who may find social interaction more draining and prefer quieter environments, can be just as socially confident as extroverts by embracing their own social energy type and engaging in ways that feel authentic to them. Social confidence for an introvert might look like feeling comfortable in one-on-one conversations or small, intimate gatherings, where they can connect deeply without feeling the need to be the life of the party. Another myth surrounding social confidence is the idea of perfection. Many believe that socially confident people never make mistakes, never feel awkward, and always know exactly what to say. This is far from the truth. Social confidence involves self-acceptance, which includes acknowledging and accepting our imperfections. Everyone, regardless of their level of confidence, experiences moments of awkwardness or says things they later regret. The key difference is that socially confident individuals don't let these moments define them or erode their overall sense of self-worth. They understand that making mistakes is a normal part of being human and a crucial aspect of learning and growth. The anxiety around always having to say the right thing is another common barrier to developing social confidence. Many people fear conversational lulls or worry that they won't have anything interesting to contribute. However, socially confident individuals are often comfortable with silence. They understand that not every moment needs to be filled with words, and that simply being present in the moment, focusing on a connection with the other person, is often more valuable than striving for constant verbal engagement. This shift in focus from performance to presence can significantly alleviate the pressure to always be witty or articulate. Finally, there's the illusion that social confidence means being universally liked. The desire for approval is natural, but true social confidence isn't about seeking validation from everyone one encounters. Instead, it's about building a few meaningful and safe connections with people who accept and appreciate you for who you truly are. Trying to please everyone can lead to inauthenticity and ultimately hinder the development of genuine confidence. Focusing on forming real connections with the right people, those who value your true self, is a much more fulfilling and sustainable path to social confidence. Chapter 3. The Inner Game. How your mindset shapes your confidence. Our underlying beliefs about ourselves and the world around us play a profound role in shaping our social confidence. If we hold core beliefs that we are not good enough, that others are inherently judgmental, or that social interactions are inherently threatening. These beliefs will significantly hinder our ability to feel confident in social settings. It is important to recognize that self-limiting beliefs can undermine confidence even in the face of external success or accomplishments. For instance, someone might achieve professional milestones but still feel inadequate in social situations due to deeply ingrained negative beliefs about their social skills or worthiness of connection. One of the most significant ways our mindset impacts social confidence is through our internal dialogue or self-talk. Negative self-talk, characterized by critical, self-deprecating thoughts, can severely erode social confidence. Thoughts like, "I'm going to look foolish," "no one wants to talk to me," or "I'll say something embarrassing," can create a cycle of anxiety and avoidance. Fortunately, this internal dialogue is not fixed. By learning to recognize, interrupt, and replace these negative thoughts with more positive and realistic ones, individuals can begin to shift their mindset and build greater social confidence. Techniques such as challenging the evidence for negative thoughts and consciously choosing more encouraging self-statements can be powerful tools in this process. The fear of being judged negatively by others is a pervasive anxiety that underlies much of the struggle with social confidence and speaking up. This fear can stem from various sources, including past negative experiences, societal pressures, and our own internal insecurities. The psychological reasons behind this fear are complex, often involving a perceived threat to our social standing or self-esteem. This fear can become so powerful that it leads to the avoidance of social situations altogether, further reinforcing feelings of isolation and inadequacy. Understanding the roots and power of this fear is a crucial step in dismantling its hold on our social confidence. Ultimately, building social confidence involves a fundamental shift in focus. Instead of being preoccupied with our own anxieties and how we are being perceived self-consciousness, the key is to direct our attention outward towards genuine connection with others. By becoming more present in the moment and cultivating a genuine curiosity about the people we're interacting with, we can move beyond our internal worries. Techniques of becoming more engaged in conversations, such as actively listening and asking questions, can help shift this focus and create more positive and fulfilling social experiences. This outward focus not only reduces self-consciousness, but also allows for more authentic and meaningful interactions, which in turn further boosts social confidence. Chapter 4. Understanding the spectrum of social comfort. Individuals possess varying natural preferences when it comes to social interaction. Understanding one's social energy type, whether leaning towards introversion, extroversion, or somewhere in between, is crucial for developing social confidence in a way that feels authentic. Introverts typically find social interaction more draining and often recharge in solitude, while extroverts gain energy from being around others. Recognizing these differences helps individuals appreciate that social confidence manifests differently for each type. An introvert might feel most confident in smaller, more intimate settings, while an extrovert might thrive in larger, more dynamic environments. The key is to honor one's natural inclinations rather than trying to force oneself into a social mold that feels uncomfortable. Beyond general personality types, it's beneficial to identify specific social situations where one feels most comfortable and those that tend to push one's boundaries. Reflecting on past social experiences and honestly assessing the level of ease or anxiety associated with each can provide valuable self-awareness. This self-assessment helps pinpoint one's current comfort zones and the growth edges, those situations that feel challenging but offer opportunities for development. For instance, someone might feel perfectly comfortable talking to close friends but experience significant anxiety when meeting new people or speaking in front of a group. Understanding these nuances allows for a more targeted approach to building social confidence, focusing efforts on gradually expanding one's comfort zone in specific areas. It's also important to acknowledge that not all social situations will feel equally comfortable for everyone, regardless of their level of social confidence. There is a myth of universal comfort, the idea that truly confident individuals should feel at ease in any social setting. The reality is that certain situations, such as large, unfamiliar gatherings or high-pressure networking events, can be challenging even for those who generally feel socially secure. The focus should not be on striving for constant ease in every scenario, but rather on developing effective coping mechanisms for those situations that naturally feel more challenging. This might involve having a few strategies in mind for navigating awkward moments or knowing when it's okay to take a break or disengage if needed. Building social confidence is often most effective when approached as a gradual process. The concept of scaling social interactions involves starting with small, manageable steps and gradually working one's way up to more challenging situations. This might involve practicing micro-exposures, such as making eye contact with a stranger or saying a brief hello to a cashier. These small victories build momentum and help desensitize individuals to the anxiety associated with social interaction. By consistently taking these small steps outside of one's comfort zone, social confidence grows through repetition and positive experiences, rather than through forced or pressured leaps into overwhelming situations. Chapter 5. The Psychology of Silence. Why Speaking Up Feels Scary. The act of speaking up, particularly in social situations that feel uncertain or potentially evaluative, can trigger a powerful fear response within us. This fear is not merely a matter of being shy or reserved. It has deep roots in our psychology and even our neurobiology. Our brains are wired to detect threats, and surprisingly, they often perceive social threats in a way that is very similar to how they process physical danger. When we feel the need to say something, especially if it involves expressing a potentially unpopular opinion, setting a boundary, or being the center of attention, our sympathetic nervous system, the part of our brain responsible for the fight or flight response, can kick into high gear. This primal response prepares us to either confront the perceived threat or to escape from it, leading to a cascade of physiological symptoms, such as a racing heart, increased breathing rate, and muscle tension. Our early experiences play a significant role in shaping our adult fear of speaking up. If, during childhood, we were ridiculed, yelled at, or otherwise punished for expressing our thoughts or needs, these negative experiences can create a lasting fear of self-expression. For a child, the disapproval or anger of caregivers can feel profoundly threatening, leading to an association between speaking up and negative consequences. Over time, this can develop into a deeply ingrained pattern of silence or hesitation in social situations, even when there is no immediate threat present. The invalidation of feelings or being labeled negatively for having an opinion can further exacerbate this fear, making it difficult to advocate for oneself as an adult. Societal norms and expectations also contribute to who feels comfortable speaking up and in what contexts. Gender expectations, for example, can influence assertiveness in communication. In many societies, women are socialized to be less assertive than men, and those who do speak up directly or challenge others' ideas may face negative labels such as difficult or aggressive. The societal scripting can create an additional layer of anxiety around speaking up, particularly for those who fear violating these unspoken rules. The pressure to conform to certain social behaviors can thus silence voices and prevent individuals from expressing their authentic thoughts and perspectives. Beyond past experiences and societal pressures, the fear of retaliation and negative consequences in the present moment can also be a powerful deterrent to speaking up. If we believe that expressing our opinion, especially if it contradicts someone in a position of power or holds a different viewpoint, will lead to disapproval, rejection, conflict, or other negative repercussions, we are likely to remain silent. This fear can be particularly pronounced in environments where psychological safety is low, meaning individuals do not feel secure in voicing their ideas or concerns without fear of punishment or humiliation. Overcoming this fear requires building a sense of inner security and resilience, as well as learning strategies for communicating assertively and navigating potential disagreements constructively. Chapter 6. Identifying your personal triggers for social anxiety. Social anxiety. The intense fear of social situations where one might be judged or scrutinized by others can be triggered by a wide range of circumstances. Recognizing the specific social situations that tend to spark anxiety is a crucial first step towards developing effective coping strategies. For many, meeting new people can be a significant trigger, as it involves uncertainty and potential for evaluation. Attending parties or social gatherings, where there are often many unfamiliar faces and expectations for interaction, can also induce considerable anxiety. Similarly, everyday activities like going to work or school, starting conversations, or even making eye contact can feel overwhelming for individuals with social anxiety. The fear of embarrassing or humiliating oneself in front of others often underlies these anxieties. It is also helpful to distinguish between different types of social anxiety. Performance anxiety specifically refers to the fear of public speaking or being the center of attention, such as during a presentation or performance. Interaction anxiety, on the other hand, involves fear and discomfort in more general, everyday social interactions, like talking to a cashier, participating in a small group conversation, or going on a date. While some individuals may experience both types of anxiety, others find that their anxiety is more pronounced in one area than the other. Understanding which type of anxiety is more prevalent can help tailor coping mechanisms and exposure exercises more effectively. Beyond external situations, internal factors can also act as significant triggers for social anxiety. Anxious thoughts about potential negative outcomes, such as worrying about saying something foolish or being perceived as awkward, can themselves escalate anxiety levels. Similarly, physical sensations of anxiety, like blushing, sweating, or a racing heart, can become triggers in their own right, leading to further worry about these symptoms being noticed by others. This can create a cycle where the fear of experiencing anxiety symptoms fuels even more anxiety, a phenomenon sometimes referred to as anxiety about appearing anxious. Recognizing these internal triggers is essential for interrupting this cycle and learning to manage both the thoughts and physical sensations associated with social anxiety. To gain a deeper understanding of one's unique triggers and patterns of social anxiety, keeping a social anxiety journal can be an invaluable tool. This involves tracking social interactions, noting the specific situations, the thoughts and feelings that arose, and any physical symptoms experienced. Over time, this practice can reveal recurring patterns and help individuals identify the specific triggers that consistently lead to anxiety. This self-monitoring provides valuable insights that can inform the development of personalized strategies for managing and overcoming social anxiety. By becoming more aware of their individual triggers, individuals can proactively prepare for challenging situations and implement coping techniques more effectively. Chapter 7. The Ghost of the Past. How experiences shape your fear. Past negative social experiences can leave a lasting imprint on our psyche, significantly contributing to current social anxiety and the fear of speaking up. Experiences such as being teased or ridiculed by peers, enduring bullying, or facing rejection in social settings can create deep-seated feelings of inadequacy and fear of future negative interactions. These negative encounters can erode self-esteem and undermine social confidence, leading to a persistent apprehension about putting oneself in similar situations. The emotional scars from these experiences can be profound, shaping how one perceives social interactions and influencing the likelihood of speaking up or taking social risks. Family dynamics also play a crucial role in the development of social confidence. Parenting styles characterized by being overly controlling, quick to criticize, or overly concerned with the opinions of others can inadvertently contribute to a child's development of social anxiety. Children raised in such environments may internalize the message that their thoughts and feelings are not valid, or that they are constantly being judged. Additionally, parents who themselves exhibit anxious behavior in social situations can inadvertently model this anxiety for their children, leading to learned patterns of fear and avoidance. The lack of affection or the presence of family stress can further exacerbate these tendencies, shaping a child's self-image and impression of the social world. Traumatic experiences and significant stressful life events can also trigger or intensify social anxiety. Events such as family conflicts, domestic violence, abuse, physical, sexual, or emotional, or the sudden loss of a loved one can create a sense of instability and fear that extends into social interactions. These experiences can reinforce the idea that the world is a scary and unpredictable place, making social engagement feel inherently risky. For children, discovering that their caregivers are capable of hurtful behavior can be particularly shocking and can erode trust in others, leading to increased social anxiety. While the past can undoubtedly shape our present fears and behaviors, it does not have to define our future. The first step in breaking free from the past is recognizing the patterns of thought and behavior that may have originated from these earlier experiences. This involves honestly acknowledging how past events might be influencing current anxieties and reactions in social situations. Cultivating self-compassion for challenges faced and adopting a growth mindset, the belief that one's abilities and understanding can be developed through dedication and hard work, are essential for moving beyond these past influences. By recognizing these patterns, individuals can consciously choose to respond to social situations in new, healthier ways, gradually building greater social confidence and overcoming the lingering effects of past negative experiences. Chapter 8. Recognizing and Challenging Negative Self-Talk. Our internal dialogue, the running commentary in our minds, often plays a significant role in fueling social anxiety. Learning to identify the common themes and patterns in our negative self-talk related to social situations is a crucial step towards gaining control over these anxieties. For many individuals struggling with social confidence, negative thoughts tend to revolve around themes of inadequacy, fear of judgment, and anticipation of negative outcomes. Common negative thoughts might include, I'm going to say something stupid, people will think I'm boring, they'll notice how nervous I am, or I don't fit in. Recognizing these recurring inner criticisms is a first step in challenging their validity and reducing their power. These negative thought patterns often stem from cognitive distortions, which are inaccurate or unhelpful ways of thinking that can intensify negative emotions and anxiety. Common cognitive distortions that contribute to social anxiety include all-or-nothing thinking, seeing things in black and white with no middle ground, mind reading, assuming you know what others are thinking, particularly that they are judging you negatively, fortune-telling, predicting negative outcomes as certainties, and catastrophizing, exaggerating the potential negative consequences of a social situation. For instance, someone engaging in mind reading might assume everyone at a party is thinking they are awkward, while someone catastrophizing might believe that a minor social blunder will lead to complete social rejection. Understanding these distortions helps individuals recognize the irrational nature of many of their anxious thoughts. Once negative thoughts and cognitive distortions are identified, the next step is to actively challenge their validity. This involves questioning the evidence for these thoughts and considering alternative perspectives. Practical techniques for challenging negative thoughts include asking oneself questions like, what's the actual evidence to support this thought? What's another way to look at this situation? What's the worst that could realistically happen? And what would I tell a friend who was having this thought? By critically examining the basis of these negative thoughts, individuals can often find that they are not as accurate or likely as they initially seem. The final stage in this process is to reframe negative thoughts into more positive, realistic, and helpful ones. This involves consciously choosing to replace self-critical statements with more compassionate and encouraging self-talk. For example, instead of thinking, I'm going to mess this presentation up, one might reframe it to, I prepared well, and I'll do my best. Even if I make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. This shift from self-criticism to self-compassion and viewing mistakes as opportunity for learning and growth can significantly change one's emotional response to social situations and foster a more confident and resilient mindset. Chapter 9. The Power of Self-Acceptance. Embracing your imperfect self. Self-acceptance forms a crucial foundation for building social confidence. It goes beyond simply liking everything about oneself. It involves acknowledging and accepting all aspects of who you are, including your flaws, imperfections, and perceived weaknesses. This acceptance is not about condoning negative behaviors or giving up on personal growth, but rather about recognizing your inherent worth as a human being, regardless of your perceived shortcomings. When we accept ourselves fully, we are less likely to seek constant external validation and more able to navigate social situations with a sense of inner peace and security. One of the biggest obstacles to self-acceptance is often perfectionism, the relentless pursuit of flawlessness and unrealistically high standards. This drive for perfection can be particularly damaging to social confidence, as it sets us up for constant self-criticism and fear of failure in social interactions. Letting go of perfectionism involves consciously choosing to set realistic and achievable standards for ourselves. It means acknowledging that making mistakes is an inevitable part of the human experience, and that these mistakes do not diminish our worth. Embracing the idea that good enough is often sufficient can significantly reduce anxiety and foster a more compassionate relationship with oneself. Practicing self-compassion is another vital aspect of cultivating self-acceptance. Self-compassion involves treating yourself with the same kindness, understanding, and empathy that you would offer to a friend who is struggling. When we face social challenges or perceive ourselves as having made a social blunder, our immediate reaction is often one of harsh self-criticism. Self-compassion encourages us to respond to these situations with gentleness and understanding, recognizing that everyone experiences difficulties and that we are not alone in our imperfections. This practice helps build resilience and reduces a tendency to dwell on perceived failures. Finally, focusing on your strengths and positive qualities is essential for a balanced sense of self-acceptance. It's easy to get caught up in our perceived weaknesses and overlook the many positive attributes we possess. Taking the time to identify and appreciate your unique talents, skills, and positive personality traits can significantly boost self-esteem and contribute to a more positive self-image. Acknowledging these strengths provides a completer and more accurate picture of who you are and can serve as a powerful antidote to negative self-perceptions that often fuel social anxiety. Chapter 10. Nurturing your inner mentor, developing positive self-talk habits. Transforming our internal dialogue from a harsh critic to a supportive cheerleader is a fundamental step in building social confidence. For many who struggle with the fear of speaking up, their inner voice is often filled with negative judgments and self-doubt. Consciously shifting this internal commentary towards positivity and encouragement can have a profound impact on how we feel and behave in social situations. This involves actively challenging negative thoughts and replacing them with more constructive and optimistic statements. Cultivating an inner mentor, a voice within that offers support and understanding rather than criticism, can be a powerful way to counter the negative influence of the inner critic. One effective tool for developing positive self-talk habits is the use of positive affirmations. These are positive statements that you consciously repeat to yourself, often on a regular basis. However, for affirmations to be truly impactful, it's important to choose statements that feel realistic and personally meaningful, rather than generic platitudes that don't resonate with your inner beliefs. Effective affirmations often focus on your strengths, your capabilities, and your desired outcomes in social situations. For example, instead of simply saying, "I am confident," you might try, "I am capable of expressing my thoughts clearly," or "I am becoming more comfortable in social settings." Another powerful technique involves actively replacing negative thoughts with positive coping statements. When you notice a negative thought arising in relation to a social situation, consciously interrupt it and substitute it with a more positive and reassuring statement. For instance, if you find yourself thinking, "I'm going to stumble over my words," you could replace it with, "I've practiced, and I know what I want to say." Developing a repertoire of these personalized coping statements can help you manage anxiety in the moment and promote a more confident mindset when facing social challenges. Finally, the power of visualization can be harnessed to further nurture your inner mentor and build social confidence. This involves mentally rehearsing positive social interactions and imagining yourself successfully navigating social situations and speaking up with confidence. By vividly picturing positive outcomes and focusing on feelings of ease and assurance, you can begin to internalize these experiences and build a stronger belief in your social abilities. This mental rehearsal can help to prime your mind for success and reduce anxiety when you encounter similar situations in real life. Chapter 11. Identify and celebrating your unique strengths. A significant aspect of building inner strength and social confidence lies in recognizing and celebrating your unique strengths. This involves taking the time to identify your talents, skills, and abilities, both big and small, that make you who you are. Reflective questions such as, "What am I naturally good at? What do I enjoy doing? What do others compliment me on? And what accomplishments am I most proud of?" can help facilitate this process of self-discovery. It's important to acknowledge all your positive attributes, from your ability to listen empathetically to your knack for telling engaging stories. Beyond your inherent talents, it's crucial to acknowledge and appreciate your past achievements, both in social and other areas of your life. This includes recognizing the effort you put into overcoming challenges, the skills you developed, and the successes you experienced, no matter how small they may seem. Celebrating even minor victories, such as initiating a conversation you were nervous about or expressing an opinion in a meeting, can provide a powerful boost to your self-esteem and reinforce your capabilities. Keeping a record of your accomplishments can serve as a tangible reminder of your progress and resilience. Embracing your unique personality and quirks, rather than trying to conform to some idealized image, is also a vital step in building social confidence. Authenticity in social interactions is a strength that allows you to connect with others on a deeper level. Your individual perspectives, sense of humor, and even your little idiosyncrasies are what make you interesting and relatable. When you feel comfortable being yourself, without the pressure to be someone you're not, you exude a genuine confidence that draws people in and fosters more meaningful connections. Once you have a clearer understanding of your strengths, the next step is to consciously leverage them to navigate social situations with more confidence and authenticity. Consider how your particular talents and abilities can be applied in different social contexts. For example, if you are a good listener, you can use this strength to build rapport in conversations. If you have a talent for making people laugh, you can use humor to ease tension and connect with others. By intentionally utilizing your strengths, you can approach social interactions from a place of competence and self-assurance, leading to more positive and fulfilling experiences. Chapter 12. Setting Realistic Expectations and Practicing Self-Compassion. The journey towards building social confidence is not a linear one. It is a process that takes time, effort, and patience. It's important to set realistic expectations and understand that there will be ups and downs along the way. Progress may not always be immediate or consistent, and setbacks are a normal part of growth. Throughout this journey, practicing self-compassion is essential. Be kind and understanding to yourself, just as you would be to a friend facing similar challenges. Acknowledge your efforts and celebrate your progress, no matter how small it may seem. One of the biggest obstacles to building self-confidence can be the tendency to engage in social comparison, especially in today's world of constant connection through social media. It's easy to fall into the trap of comparing your own social skills and confidence levels to those of others, often leading to feelings of inadequacy. Remember that everyone's journey is unique, and what you see on the surface may not always reflect the full reality. Focus instead on your own individual progress and celebrate the milestones you achieve, no matter how big or small. Your path to social confidence is personal, and comparing to others can be more detrimental than motivating. Practicing self-forgiveness is also crucial when navigating the complexities of social interactions. There will inevitably be times when social interactions don't go as planned, when you might say something you regret or feel you made a social blunder. Instead of dwelling on these moments with harsh self-criticism, learn to forgive yourself. View these experiences as learning opportunities rather than reasons for self-condemnation. Everyone makes mistakes, and these missteps are often valuable lessons that contribute to future growth and improved social skills. Finally, make a conscious effort to acknowledge and celebrate even the smallest steps you take towards improving your social confidence. Did you initiate a conversation you were nervous about? Did you express an opinion in a group setting for the first time? Did you attend a social event that you might have previously avoided? These are all victories worth recognizing. Positive reinforcement, even from yourself, can build momentum and motivation, encouraging you to continue pushing beyond your comfort zone and further develop your social confidence. Chapter 13. Mastering the Art of Confident Body Language. Beyond the words we speak, our bodies communicate volumes in social interactions. Mastering the art of confident body language is essential for not only projecting assurance to others, but also for influencing how we feel about ourselves. Nonverbal cues such as our posture, eye contact, facial expressions, and gestures can have a profound impact on how our message is received and how confident we appear to others. Moreover, adopting confident body language can actually boost our own sense of self-assurance, creating a positive feedback loop. One of the most fundamental aspects of projecting confidence is through our posture and stance. Standing tall with your shoulders back and head held high conveys a sense of self-assurance. Making purposeful movements, rather than fidgeting nervously, also contributes to a confident presence. Maintaining an open body position, such as uncrossing your arms and legs and facing the person you are speaking to, signals approachability and confidence. These physical cues not only influence how others perceive you, but can also make you feel more self-assured and in control. Eye contact is another powerful tool for connecting with others and conveying confidence and sincerity. Making appropriate eye contact shows that you are engaged in conversation and that you are confident in what you are saying. While it's important not to stare intensely, maintaining regular eye contact helps to build rapport and trust. Practicing comfortable and effective eye contact can significantly enhance your social presence and make you appear more confident. Finally, aligning your facial expressions and gestures with your verbal message is crucial for authentic and confident communication. A genuine smile can make you seem more approachable and confident, while natural, open gestures can help to emphasize your points and convey enthusiasm. When your nonverbal communication is congruent with your words, it reinforces your message and makes you appear more believable and self-assured. Being mindful of your facial expressions and gestures and ensuring they align with your intended message can significantly enhance your overall social confidence. Chapter 14. Developing effective communication skills, clarity, and connection. Effective communication is a cornerstone of social confidence. It involves not only expressing oneself clearly, but also connecting authentically with others. Speaking with clarity and conciseness is essential for ensuring your message is understood in social interactions. This involves organizing your thoughts before speaking, using simple and direct language, and avoiding unnecessary jargon or overly complex sentence structures. When you can articulate your thoughts effectively, you feel more confident in expressing yourself and are more likely to be heard and understood. The art of active listening is equally important for effective communication. Active listening goes beyond just hearing the words someone is saying. It involves fully focusing on the speaker, paying attention to their nonverbal cues, asking clarifying questions to ensure understanding, and paraphrasing their message to confirm you've heard them correctly. Being a good listener not only helps you understand others better, but also demonstrates that you value their perspective, which can significantly enhance rapport and build stronger social connections. Understanding nonverbal cues is another critical aspect of effective communication. Our body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice often convey as much, if not more, than our spoken words. Learning to interpret these cues in others can provide valuable insights into their emotions and intentions, allowing you to respond more effectively and empathetically in social interactions. Being attuned to nonverbal communication enhances your social awareness and helps you navigate conversations with greater understanding. Ultimately, effective communication involves cultivating empathetic conversations. Empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of another, is crucial for building strong and meaningful connections. Engaging in empathetic conversations means putting yourself in the other person's shoes, considering their perspective, and acknowledging their emotions. This level of connection fosters trust and understanding, making social interactions more fulfilling and strengthening your social confidence. Chapter 15. The Power of Active Listening in Social Interactions. Active listening is a skill that goes far beyond simply hearing the words someone speaks. It involves fully concentrating on the speaker, understanding their message, responding thoughtfully, and remembering the information shared. It's about paying attention not just to the content of what is being said, but also to the emotions and intentions behind the words. This deeper level of engagement allows for more meaningful and effective communication. To become a better active listener, there are several practical techniques to employ. Maintaining eye contact with the speaker shows that you are engaged and paying attention. Nodding occasionally and providing verbal affirmations like "uh-huh" or "yes" indicate that you are following along. Asking clarifying questions demonstrates your interest and helps ensure you understand their message correctly. It's also crucial to avoid interrupting the speaker or letting your mind wander to your own thoughts while they are talking. Being a good listener offers numerous benefits in social interactions. It is a powerful way to build rapport and foster trust with others. When people feel truly heard and understood, they are more likely to feel a connection with you and to trust your intentions. In many social situations, the ability to listen effectively is often more valuable than being the one who talks the most. By focusing on understanding others, you create a more positive and reciprocal dynamic in your interactions. There are several common barriers that can hinder our ability to listen actively. Internal distractions, such as our own thoughts and worries, can pull our attention away from the speaker. Prejudgments or assumptions about the speaker or their message can also prevent us from truly hearing what they are saying. The urge to interrupt or to formulate our response while the other person is still speaking can also be a significant obstacle. Overcoming these barriers requires conscious effort and strategies to stay present and engaged in the conversation. Mindfulness techniques, such as focusing on the speaker's words and nonverbal cues, can be particularly helpful in enhancing active listening skills. Chapter 16, Learning to be Assertive, Expressing Yourself Respectfully. Assertiveness is a communication style that involves expressing your needs, opinions, and feelings clearly and directly, while also respecting the rights and feelings of others. It's about finding a healthy balance between passivity, where you might neglect your own needs to please others, and aggression, where you might express your needs at the expense of others. Assertiveness is a key skill for building social confidence, as it allows you to advocate for yourself and express your thoughts without fear of negative repercussions. Developing assertive communication skills offers a multitude of benefits. It can lead to increased self-respect, as you are honoring your own needs and values. It can also reduce feelings of stress and resentment that often arise when you consistently put others' needs before your own. Assertive communication can improve your relationships by fostering open and honest dialogue. Furthermore, the ability to express yourself assertively is closely linked to increased self-confidence, as you feel more empowered to navigate social situations in a way that aligns with your own well-being. There are several practical techniques you can use to become more assertive. Using I statements is a powerful tool for expressing your feelings and needs without blaming or accusing others. For example, instead of saying, "You always interrupt me," you could say, "I feel frustrated when I am interrupted because I would like to finish my thoughts." Learning to say no without feeling guilty is another crucial aspect of assertiveness. Setting clear boundaries in your relationships and interactions helps to protect your time, energy, and emotional well-being. Building assertiveness is often best approached as a gradual process. Start by practicing assertive communication in low-stakes situations where you feel relatively comfortable. This might involve expressing a preference to a friend or politely declining a request that doesn't suit you. As you gain confidence in these smaller interactions, you can gradually move towards more challenging situations. Role-playing assertive responses with a friend or therapist can also be a helpful way to prepare and build your comfort level with this communication style. Chapter 17, Navigating Difficult Conversations with Confidence. Difficult conversations are an inevitable part of life, and approaching them with confidence is a valuable skill for building social resilience. Proper preparation is key to navigating these challenging interactions effectively. Before engaging in a difficult conversation, take time to clarify your intentions. What do you hope to achieve through this discussion? Anticipate the other person's potential reactions and think about how you might respond constructively. It's also crucial to manage your own emotions beforehand. If you're feeling overly agitated or upset, it might be best to take some time to calm down before proceeding. The goal is to remain composed and avoid making impulsive decisions during conversation. The way you start a difficult conversation can significantly influence its outcome. Aim to set a positive tone by initiating the discussion in a calm and respectful manner. Focus on shared goals and express your desire for mutual understanding. Using I statements to express your feelings and needs rather than accusatory you statements can help to de-escalate tension. Sticking to the facts and avoiding emotional speculation can also contribute to a more productive dialogue. During the conversation, it's essential to communicate your needs and boundaries clearly and respectfully. Be assertive in expressing what you need while also acknowledging the other person's perspective. Again, using I statements can be helpful in taking ownership of your feelings and requests. Remember to stick to the facts and avoid placing blame. Clearly articulate your boundaries and be prepared to uphold them. The ultimate aim of a difficult conversation should be to find solutions and move forward in a positive way. Focus on problem solving rather than dwelling on conflict. Practice active listening to truly understand the other person's viewpoint and be open to exploring alternative solutions. The goal is to strive for win-win outcomes where both parties feel heard and their needs are addressed as much as possible. Collaborative problem-solving fosters stronger relationships and builds confidence in your ability to navigate future challenges. Chapter 18, Utilizing Mindfulness to Stay Present and Calm in Social Settings. Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention to the present moment with curiosity and without judgment. It involves observing your thoughts, feelings, and sensations as they arise, without getting carried away by them or judging them as good or bad. Cultivating this present moment awareness can be incredibly beneficial for managing anxiety and staying calm in social settings. By focusing on what is happening right now, You can reduce the tendency to get caught up in worries about the past or future social interactions. Simple mindfulness practices can be easily incorporated into your daily routine to help manage social anxiety. One effective technique is breath awareness, where you focus your attention on the sensation of your breath as it enters and leaves your body. This can serve as an anchor to the present moment whenever you feel your mind wandering or anxiety rising. Another helpful practice is a body scan, where you systematically bring your attention to different parts of your body, noticing any sensations without judgment. These exercises can help ground you in the present and reduce physical tension associated with anxiety. Mindfulness principles can also be applied directly during social interactions to help you stay grounded and engaged. This involves consciously directing your attention to conversation, the person you're interacting with, and the activity at hand, rather than getting lost in your own internal thoughts and anxieties. This is sometimes referred to as external mindfulness. By focusing on what you see, hear, and feel in the present moment of the interaction, you can reduce self-consciousness and enhance your ability to connect with others more authentically. Starting a mindfulness practice can sometimes feel challenging. You might find your mind wandering frequently, or you might feel impatient with the process. It's important to approach your practice with patience and non-judgment towards yourself. Acknowledge when your mind wanders and gently redirect your attention back to your chosen focus. Remember that mindfulness is a skill that develops over time with consistent effort. Be kind to yourself and celebrate any moments of present moment awareness you achieve. Consistency, even with short periods of practice, is key to experiencing the benefits of mindfulness in managing social anxiety. Chapter 19. Applying Cognitive Behavioral Therapy, CBT, to challenge fearful thoughts. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, is a widely recognized and effective therapeutic approach for addressing social anxiety and the fear of speaking up. At its core, CBT focuses on the interconnectedness of our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. It operates on the principle that our thoughts significantly influence our emotions and actions, and by identifying and changing negative thought patterns, we can lead to positive changes in how we feel and behave in social situations. One of the key techniques in CBT is identifying and challenging negative automatic thoughts, NATs, that often arise in social situations. These are spontaneous, often negative thoughts that pop into our minds without us consciously choosing them. In the context of social anxiety, NATs might include thoughts like, they probably think I'm awkward, I'm going to say something embarrassing, or everyone is judging me. Learning to recognize these thoughts as they occur and then questioning their validity and accuracy is a crucial step in CBT. Keeping a thought record, where you jot down your negative thoughts, the situations in which they occur, and the evidence for and against them, can be a helpful tool in this process. Once negative thoughts are identified, CBT employs a process called cognitive restructuring. This involves actively challenging and replacing unhelpful thoughts with more balanced, realistic, and positive alternatives. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, I always make a fool of myself in social situations, you might challenge this thought by recalling times when you felt comfortable and connected with others. You could then replace the negative thought with a more realistic one, such as, sometimes I might feel awkward, but I am also capable of having positive social interactions. This process helps to develop a healthier and more optimistic mindset toward social interactions. Another powerful component of CBT for social anxiety is the use of behavioral experiments. These involve gradually exposing yourself to feared social situations to test the validity of your anxious predictions and learn that you are capable of coping. For example, if you fear initiating conversations, a behavioral experiment might involve setting a goal to start a brief conversation with one stranger during the week. Starting with low anxiety situations and gradually working your way up to more challenging ones allows you to gather real-world evidence that contradicts your negative thoughts and builds confidence in your ability to handle social interactions. Chapter 20, Gradual Exposure, Taking Small Steps Towards Speaking Up. The principle of gradual exposure is a cornerstone of effective strategies for overcoming the fear of speaking up and social anxiety in general. This approach involves systematically confronting your feared social situations in a step-by-step manner, starting with scenarios that evoke the least amount of anxiety and gradually progressing to those that are more challenging. The aim of this process is to desensitize yourself to the triggers of your anxiety by repeatedly facing them in a controlled and manageable way. To implement gradual exposure, it's helpful to create a fear hierarchy. This involves making a list of social situations that cause you anxiety and then ranking them from the least anxiety-provoking to the most. For example, at the bottom of your hierarchy might be making eye contact with a stranger, followed by saying hello to a cashier, then perhaps asking a question in a small group, and finally, at the top, giving a presentation to a large audience. This hierarchy serves as a roadmap, guiding you through the process of gradually confronting your fears. Once you have your fear hierarchy, the key is to start small with micro-exposures. Begin with the situations at the lower end of your hierarchy, those that cause only a mild level of anxiety. The goal is to repeatedly engage in these situations until your anxiety diminishes. Success in these small steps builds momentum and provides positive experiences that can increase your confidence for tackling more challenging situations. For example, if your first step is making eye contact, you might practice this several times a day until it feels less anxiety-inducing. As you progress through your fear hierarchy, it's important to track your progress. Note the situations you have faced, the level of anxiety you experienced, and any insights you gain from the experience. Acknowledging your courage in facing your fears, regardless of the outcome of a particular exposure, is also crucial. Celebrate your efforts and recognize that each small step you take is a victory in itself. This positive reinforcement will help you stay motivated and continue moving forward on your journey towards greater social confidence. Chapter 21. Starting and maintaining conversations with ease. Initiating a conversation can often be the most daunting part of social interaction for those who experience social anxiety. However, having a few effective conversation starters and opening lines of mind can significantly ease this initial hurdle. Simple, open-ended questions or observations about the immediate environment can be great ways to break the ice. For example, you might comment on the weather, ask someone about their thoughts on an event you are both attending, or inquire about a shared interest. Strategies for making small talk less intimidating involve focusing on light, non-controversial topics, and remembering that the goal is simply to establish a connection. Once a conversation has begun, the key to keeping it flowing is to ask open-ended questions that encourage the other person to share more than just a yes or no answer. Show genuine interest in their responses by actively listening, nodding, and asking follow-up questions. People generally enjoy talking about themselves and their interests, so demonstrating sincere curiosity is a great way to keep the conversation going and build rapport. Awkward silences can sometimes arise in conversations, and the fear of these pauses can be a source of anxiety. However, it's important to remember that silence is a natural part of communication and doesn't necessarily indicate a problem. If a silence does occur, you can try asking a follow-up question related to the previous topic, shifting the topic to something new, or even making a lighthearted comment about the pause itself. Sometimes, simply being comfortable with a brief moment of silence can be more effective than trying to fill every gap with words. Knowing when and how to end a conversation politely is also a valuable social skill. Look for cues that the conversation is naturally winding down, such as changes in body language or pauses in the flow of dialogue. You can signal your intention to leave by saying something like, "It was nice talking to you," or "I should probably mingle a bit more." Offering a specific reason for ending the conversation, such as needing to catch up with someone else or want to get a drink, can also be helpful. A polite closing line and a friendly smile can leave a positive final impression. Chapter 22. Confidently expressing your opinions in group settings. For many individuals with social anxiety, the prospect of expressing their opinions in a group setting can be particularly intimidating. The fear of being judged, disagreed with, or even ignored can lead to hesitation and silence. Overcoming this fear involves recognizing that your thoughts and perspectives have value, and that contributing to group discussions can lead to richer outcomes and stronger connections. Start by reminding yourself that everyone in the group likely has their own anxieties, and that your perspective is unique and worth sharing. When you do decide to speak up, it's important to articulate your thoughts clearly, concisely, and in an organized manner. Before you speak, take a moment to gather your thoughts and formulate your point. Stick to the topic at hand, and try to avoid rambling or going off on tangents. Expressing your opinion with clarity and confidence increases the likelihood that your message will be heard and understood by others in the group. Disagreements and different opinions are a natural part of group discussions. Learning how to handle these situations with grace and confidence is essential for effective participation. When someone expresses a viewpoint that differs from your own, practice active listening to understand their perspective. Respond respectfully, focusing on the issue at hand rather than making it personal. You can acknowledge their point of view before sharing your own, using phrases like, "I understand your point, and I also think," or, "That's an interesting perspective. My thoughts on that are..." Finally, effective participation in group dynamics involves knowing when to speak and when to listen. It's not necessary to contribute to every single point in a discussion. Sometimes, the most valuable contribution is to listen attentively and synthesize the ideas of others. Pay attention to the flow of the conversation and look for natural opportunities to interject your thoughts. Finding a balance between expressing your own opinions and actively listening to and respecting the contributions of others is key to navigating group settings with confidence. Chapter 23. Overcoming the fear of public speaking and presentations. The fear of public speaking, also known as glossophobia, is a very common form of anxiety, affecting a significant portion of the population. Symptoms can range from mild nervousness to intense panic, often manifesting as a racing heart, sweaty palms, and a shaky voice. Understanding that this fear is widespread can be reassuring for those who experience it. Common triggers include the fear of being judged, making mistakes, or drawing a blank in front of an audience. Effective preparation is crucial for managing public speaking anxiety. Knowing your material thoroughly and organizing it logically can significantly boost your confidence. Practice your presentation multiple times, ideally out loud and in front of others if possible. Deliberate practice helps you become more comfortable with the content and delivery, reducing the likelihood of making mistakes and increasing your sense of preparedness. Familiarize yourself with any equipment you will be using and, if possible, visit the venue beforehand to get a sense of the space. During your presentation, there are several techniques you can use to manage anxiety. Deep breathing exercises can help calm your nerves and slow your heart rate. Try to shift your focus from your own anxiety to the message you want conveyed to your audience. Remember that the audience is generally more interested in the information you are sharing than in scrutinizing your every move. Embrace any feelings of discomfort as a normal part of the process and allow yourself to move through them. Finally, try to reframe your fear of public speaking as excitement or an opportunity to connect with and inform your audience. Accept that imperfection is part of being human, and that making a minor mistake is not the end of the world. View each public speaking engagement as a chance to grow and develop your skills. With consistent practice and a shift in mindset, you can gradually overcome your fear and even learn to enjoy the experience of sharing your ideas with others. Chapter 24. Networking with Confidence. Making meaningful connections. Approaching networking events with a growth mindset can make the experience less intimidating. Instead of focusing on the pressure to meet everyone, set realistic and achievable goals for each event, such as having meaningful conversations with 2 or 3 new people. Remember that networking is about building genuine connections, not just collecting business cards. Initiating conversations at networking events can be made easier by having a few conversation starters ready. Asking open-ended questions related to the event, the industry, or shared interests can be a good way to break the ice. Engage in small talk to find common ground and build rapport. Show genuine interest in the other person by actively listening to their responses and asking follow-up questions. Building rapport and making meaningful connections at networking events relies heavily on active listening and finding common ground. Pay attention to what the other person is saying, both verbally and non-verbally. Show empathy and try to understand their perspective. Look for shared interests or experiences that you can connect over. Remember that quality of connection is more important than quantity. Finally, the work of networking doesn't end when the event is over. Following up with new contacts in a timely manner is crucial for nurturing those relationships. Send a brief email referencing your conversation and expressing your interest in staying connected. Consider ways you can be helpful to your new contacts in the future. Building and nurturing these relationships over time can lead to valuable opportunities and connections. Chapter 25. Handling Judgment and Criticism with Grace. When faced with judgment or criticism, it's important to remember that it often reflects the other person's own perspectives, insecurities, or values, rather than an objective truth about you. Someone's critical comment might be more about their own fears or beliefs than about your actual worth or ability. Shifting your perspective in this way can help lessen the emotional impact of criticism. Developing resilience to criticism involves learning not to take things too personally. While it's natural to feel hurt or defensive when criticized, try to avoid internalizing negative feedback as a definitive statement about your value as a person. Remember that your self-worth should be driven by your own internal standards and values, rather than by the opinions of others. Not all feedback is created equal. Learning to filter criticism involves discerning between constructive feedback that can help you grow and unhelpful judgment that is best disregarded. Consider the source of the criticism and their intent. Is it coming from a place of genuine care and a desire to help you improve, or does it seem to stem from negativity or desire to put you down? Focus on feedback that is specific, actionable, and offered with positive intent. Finally, learning to respond to criticism assertively and with self-respect is a valuable skill. This doesn't mean becoming defensive or aggressive. Instead, it involves expressing yourself calmly and respectfully. You might acknowledge valid point of criticism, but you also have the right to set boundaries against unfair or overly harsh judgment. Sometimes, the most assertive response is simply to choose not to engage with unhelpful criticism and to maintain your own sense of self-respect. Conclusion: embracing your socially confident self. Reflecting on the journey undertaken throughout this book, it's important to acknowledge the growth you've achieved. Building social confidence is a significant endeavor, and recognizing the steps you've taken, the insights you've gained, and the techniques you've learned is crucial for reinforcing your progress. Take a moment to appreciate your commitment to personal development and the courage you've shown in confronting your fears. Remember that personal growth is an ongoing process. Embracing continuous learning and development is key to maintaining and enhancing your social confidence over time. Continue to practice the strategies and techniques you found helpful and remain open to new ways of learning and growing. Social confidence is not a destination, but rather a journey of continuous self-discovery and improvement. Living a life without the constant burden of fear in social situations opens up a world of possibilities. The freedom to speak your truth, express your authentic self, and connect with others without the weight of anxiety is incredibly empowering. As you embrace your socially confident self, you will likely find yourself engaging more fully in life, building stronger relationships, and pursuing opportunities you might have previously avoided. Finally, know that you have the strength and capability to continue on this path. Believe in your ability to further develop your social confidence and to navigate social interactions with increasing ease and assurance. If you ever feel the need for additional support, consider exploring resources such as support groups, therapists, or further reading material that can provide ongoing guidance and encouragement on your journey. Thank you for listening. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel to get updated with upcoming audiobooks. Feel free to ask anything in the comment box.